Hey there and welcome on back. As always, I'm Carl with Target's Attitude, as my professor of knives and all things sharp. Pull up a chair, sit on the floor, and grab your pens and paper. Class is about to begin. Tonight, we're looking at something new from Civivi. Not only a new knife, but a new level of Civivi. It's the Civivi Elite, the Bravo. Yes, the Civivi Bravo. Nice looking knife. Of course, it's got the Civivi emblem right there. Looks like it's a lock back, a button lock. It works like a button lock. They call it a top liner lock. I'm not sure what that's all about. And the knife tends to bounce back when I try to flip it open. But if I just do it nice and gently, it opens up quite nicely. But the Civivi Elite is the new line. And what does Civivi say about it? Well, let's take a look here. It says Civivi owners are ready for more. Upgrade blade steels, elevated handle materials, greater refinement, and premium finishing, all while valuing the accessibility and practical user-focused philosophy that defines Civivi. The answer is Civivi Elite. Created for those ready to step beyond the Civivi models, the Civivi Elite bridges the space between Civivi and real knives. It lives a more elevated experience without losing sight of the value, functionality, approachability that made Civivi a favorite among EDC users and collectors. Every Civivi Elite model will be carefully selected and purpose-built to offer meaningful upgrade. Expect enhanced blade steels, handle materials, refined construction, and carefully considered details that earn the badge of Elite. Well, if you can excuse my speaking in tongues there, sorry about that. Sounds great. What does the Civivi Elite Bravo look like? Well, it's a nice blade. Aluminum handles. This one is in a forest green. Very sweet. The blade is S35VN steel, which is a step up from what most Civivi models use. The centering is just what I expect from Civivi. Nice, beautifully centered. Nice deep pocket clip. It can be switched to left-handed pocket as well as right-hand draw. Can't move it to tip down. You have to stay with tip up, but that's not too bad. It's got thumb studs, makes it nice and easy. Let's say it looks like a button lock to me, but they call it a top lock. Don't ask me why. And it is quite nice. Looking in here, it's not skeletonized by any means, as you can see. But still, nice spaces on the back. You can see, start to see what it's called a top lock. Yeah. So that does have a liner right there, but instead of using your thumb to push the liner out of the way, you use the button. Nice. Okay, wish I had known that before I started the video. I'd have been a little bit smoother about it. Nicely rounded edges on the back of the blade. The handle fits nice in the grip. Very sweet. Definitely feels like a Civivi. But how does it do in our standard battery tests? Well, let's find out. Start off, just grab a quick piece of scratch paper here. all soaring through the air. Sweet as can be. Very nice. Let's see here. I've got some cardboard here somewhere. Where did I put the cardboard? Oh, come on. Well, here we go. Oh, there's a box. Let's see here. Yeah. Get that flap off nice and quick. Picked it up off the ground nice and quick. Standard corrugated cardboard. Right through. Nice. Oh yeah. Reading that like nobody's business. That is very, very nice. So, let's see here. Let's go for a hang packaging test. Empty water bottle. This one is a little thicker and a little heavier than the soda bottles I normally use, but that just means it's even nicer to test this way. Oh my. Quick and easy. What you doing, buddy? Now, Daddy's just shooting a quick video. He won't be long, okay? Let's see here. Next thing we got. Paracord. Oh, it's okay. You can wait a couple minutes. They won't be long shooting this. Sorry, one of the funs of having an autistic son. Anyway, let's see how this works. Oh, very smooth. Yeah, I can't complain about that at all. Let's see here. Let's go for a tiny loop I can barely hold on to and just get the tip, very tip through, and it's 1, 2. Nice. What's that other piece went flying somewhere? I'm not sure where. Okay. Well, handles that wonderfully. Let's see here. Zip ties. One of the wonderful convenience of modern day civilization. Tie your wires up together so they don't get tangled. Connect vacuum lines if you're building a dust collection system. Make sure your knives and guns are strapped to the table at gun shows. Just even does well for replacing paracord if you're doing bushcrafting. The pain in the ass to cut, if you'll forgive the expression. Let's see how this does. Nice. Let's see here. Well, yeah, did pretty well. Let's see here. Got a piece of rough cut cherry here. Let's see how it does chopping. Yeah, chop that right down. No hesitation at all. Let's see here. Let's see how the tip does. Nice. Very nice. If I'm trying to do a feather board, say I'm trying to start a fire here. Or just trying to start doing some whittling. Did that nicely. Let's see here. How about like this. Got the notch in it quite nicely. Let's see about batoning. Now, I don't recommend this too much, especially not barehanded. But let's see how this does here. So, ow. Okay. So, now if I was actually using a baton on this instead of just my hand, I'd probably have done pretty nice. But I don't happen to have a baton handy, so or do I? Let's see something here. If I got an actual baton, goes in quite nicely. So, sweet. So let's see, we did. Okay, leather. Haven't done the leather yet. This is almost gone, but let's see how it does on the thick cowhide. And yeah. You make set of laces or repair something in the field, go through cowhide quite quickly. How about a ferro rod? Let's see here. Not sure there's enough edge on the back here. No, almost, but not quite. How about if I go to the choil? Yeah. Getting some sparks there. Not anything to write home about, but enough I'd be. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was a nice spark. And no damage to the knife that I can see. What do you think? Nope, no damage I can see at all. Let's get that piece of paper out here again. Make sure there was no damage done. Oh, sweet, sweet heaven. Oh, I love that. That is so nice. Beautiful, beautiful knife. And yeah, it costs a little bit more, but it's not that bad a deal. I mean, recommended retail is $145. Minimum advertised price, which, since I want to be able to keep selling this knife, is what I have to go by, is $123.95. For a knife with these features and that sweet blade, ain't bad at all. So, but as you heard from my son, I've got a few things I gotta do tonight, so I'd better get going. Meantime, I wish you luck. I hope you have a great night, a better week, and an even better weekend. As always, I'll put a link down below in case you want to buy one for yourself, telling you where to find my website and where it is on the website. In the meantime, take care, and remember, maybe ability decides what you can do. Maybe motivation decides what you will do. But it's attitude that decides how well you do it. So if you're going to do anything, no matter how major or how minor, do it with attitude. See you now. Bye.